Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video, and boy oh boy do I have some exciting news to go over in this video. There is a game that is coming to PC and Steam that I honestly would have never thought it would actually be coming to PC and Steam, and it's a game that a lot of you guys probably don't even know about, but you absolutely should. It is Freedom Wars, and it is getting a remastered release. Man, when I saw the notification on my phone and I saw that Freedom Wars was getting a remastered release, I was absolutely shocked. I was in disbelief, but in fact, developer Dibs and Bandai Namco are coming together to release the previously exclusive PlayStation Vita action RPG Freedom Wars onto PC, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, and Nintendo Switch. You guys, there are so many games like Freedom Wars that are just lost in the annals of time and are forgotten about. They're on platforms like the Nintendo DS, on the PlayStation Vita, PlayStation Portable, on PlayStation 3, where backwards compatibility for these platforms don't exist with modern devices, and Freedom Wars is exactly one of those games that I absolutely loved. I was a Vita head back in the day when the Vita came out, but at the end of the day, if a game is being released only on the PlayStation Vita, it is going to have a limited pull, it is going to have a limited reach, but now, out of nowhere, Freedom Wars Remastered is announced, and it's coming to modern platforms outside of Xbox, which is a little bit of a bummer, and we have some information about the game. So, Freedom Wars Remastered notes, for the crime of existing your 1 million year sentence, it begins today. In a dystopian future, the world is ravaged by pollution and depleted of natural resources, and humanity lives in a sprawling prison complexes called Panopticons. Anyone born into this hellscape are deemed sinners. Players seek their freedom by volunteering for extremely dangerous combat operations to complete with other Panopticons for what remains of the planet's dwindling resources. Key features: note deep character customization and create a unique look that reflects your style with a vast array of options, from facial features to clothing and accessories. Tailor your weapon loadouts and gear to suit your gameplay preferences. Stand out in the fight for freedom. Elevated experience. Of course, this is a remastered release, and with Freedom Wars Remastered, it brings enhancements such as 4K resolution, upgraded textures, and 60 frames per second performance on PlayStation and PC. An overhauled weapon crafting system and other gameplay upgrades, as well as adding difficulty settings, which I remember back in the day when Freedom Wars came out, the difficulty spikes in the game were something that was a little bit jarring to people, but now there will be difficulty settings. On top of that, improved graphics brings environments and characters to life, while refined controls ensure more responsive and intuitive gameplay. Exhilarating cooperative battles. Join forces with up to 7 players in Freedom Wars cooperative mode. Work together to rescue citizens and take down massive abductors. In fast-paced, action-packed missions with dynamic teamwork and strategy, you'll face ever-evolving challenges that demand skill, coordination, and quick thinking. All of that will be coming to PC on January the 10th. It's January 9th because Bandai Namco has that weird PC release structure, 9 p.m. Eastern the previous day. But man, again, this is something that I never expected to happen, and I know a lot of you guys are not familiar with this game. The few of you that are, you know why I'm so excited, and it's just that this game was released on a platform that so many people didn't have access to, and it came out all the way back in like 2014. Did I ever think this game was going to get a remastered release? No, and nowadays, I think there's enough of us out there where we are such hardcore fans of this game, and we have this nostalgic attachment where I didn't even remember, I don't remember and think about Freedom Wars all the time, because I play so many games over the last 10, 15 years that there are a lot of games that are just, again, lost in the annals of time. You look at games like Freedom Wars, a lot of PlayStation 3 games like Folklore, Bleach, Soul Resurrection, these random games that are just lost in the ethers of time. And I know I bring up Transformers War for Cybertron all the time, but that's another game that's lost in the annals of time. And the more we can do to preserve games like this and get accessibility to these games out in a wider audience, the better it is going to be. And I see a game like this doing incredibly well, because there is that hardcore audience and that hardcore fan base like myself that we are going to talk about this game ad nauseum, and you guys might be sick about it until the game actually comes out, and hopefully it's priced at $39.99. I doubt it's going to be a $30 price tag, just because games these days, even if it's a remaster, they don't get down to $30. I could even see it being $50, which I think would be unfortunate, but I think $40 would be a perfect range, given that we're getting re-releases like Lollipop Chainsaw that's $45. I don't know what Shadows of the Damned Remastered is going to be priced at, but those are two games that are also, I know Lollipop Chainsaw had a pretty mediocre remastered release, but a Lollipop Chainsaw, a Shadows of the Damned, those are games that also getting them on modern platforms, getting them a second wind is so vital and crucial. And also with Freedom Wars, it was noted in an interview with PlayStation Blog Japan, Takashi Tsukamoto, director of the original Freedom Wars at DIMS, as well as development producer of Freedom Wars Remastered, said, "We've wanted to make a sequel ever since the game was released 10 years ago, but the opportunity never came up." I mean, it was a PlayStation Vita title. Who was gonna greenlight a sequel for an incredibly niche game like this? But this time, we were fortunate enough to have an opportunity, and with Bandai Namco Entertainment producing while we develop, and with it being the 10th anniversary, the timing was right to do something. When we, DIMS, received the license from Sony Interactive Entertainment to create a remastered version and we were looking for a publisher, Bandai Namco Entertainment kindly stepped forward and offered to publish. I don't know if this is a situation where Freedom Wars Remastered, if it does well enough that it would have a sequel be released. I think that would be incredible. But, you know, let's not push the cart before the horse. First of all, the game has to do well enough. Hopefully it's a good PC version. I mean, it's a remastering of a PlayStation Vita game. From a visual standpoint, like, I feel like the game still looks good enough, but obviously you're not gonna, you know, compare this game to modern releases or anything like that, but excited for this. And if this opens the pathway for other games that are just lost to get re-releases, I think there's so many opportunities in that regards. Less of Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered and nonsense like that, more of Freedom Wars, more of games like Folklore potentially getting a remaster. Bleach Soul Resurrection, as mentioned earlier, that's a game that licensing issues are probably going to be difficult to get that to happen, but, you know, stuff like that. I look at games again, sorry to go to the anime well, but Naruto Rise of Ninja and Naruto Broken Bond just lost on the Xbox 360 days. Those are titles that I would love to see get preserved and have collections. I know some of these are difficult with licensing agreements, Transformers War for Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron being two of those titles, but what we can do to try to get these games accessible, and it's not like it's a massive undertaking to get a game like Freedom Wars Remastered to come to fruition. I'm not saying it's completely easy, especially when you look at something like Freedom Wars Remastered. It's a very niche release. It's not going to be something that's going to sell millions upon millions of copies, but it's also not something that's going to cost $100 million to produce or anything like that. Smaller scale projects like this that do relatively well, there's absolutely a place for this in the gaming ecosystem, and not everything has to be Horizon Forbidden West or these PlayStation first-party titles that take 8 million years to develop and then they just get re-released for eons and eons. What we can do, and what I would prefer, is some smaller scale games in there, Freedom Wars, and, you know, how about Sony actually remastering games and porting games that we want? Not Horizon Zero Dawn for the second time, but maybe an Uncharted trilogy. You know, there's a lot of opportunity in looking at the prior history of gaming, and I think nowadays with social media being so big, there's an audience that you can market these games for, and it's not like you need a crazy marketing budget. You're gonna have schmucks like me just talk about this game ad nauseum and do the promotion for you, because I need to see a game like this succeed. But add it to your wish list. January the 10th, January 9th on PC, but I'm telling you guys, you're gonna have a good time with it. A kind of Monster Hunter style game where you fight these big creatures, have some cool boss fights, a little bit challenging as well, but this time around with difficulty options. Keep this on your radar. I think you guys are going to end up being pleasantly surprised by it, but one of the most surprising announcements of 2024, and it's out fairly soon, 4 months away, less than 4 months away, but that'll do it for me. All of your thoughts down below. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.